She has a little bit of a snark, she has some attitude, you know, but she's very flirty. My name is Rob Landers, and I am the creator of the Shark Katharine Twitter account. When they tagged Katharine in 2013, listed Katharine as immature, which in their scientific point of view was she's not at the age where she's reproducing. I read immature as she's a prepubescent teen.
We caught Katharine in the fall of 2013. We believe we tagged her just before she was mature, and her first migratory path was a one-year migratory path from Cape Cod down into the Gulf of Mexico and back.
OCEARCH started tagging great white sharks in 2007. Since then, it's been tracking the movements of over 230 sharks and making their locations completely accessible to the public through an online tracker on their website. Tracking sharks allows scientists to learn more about the migration of sharks, like where they mate or where they have their babies. But it also helps with conservation. If we know where sharks are, we can help protect the waters they swim in. One of the first sharks OCEARCH tagged in the Atlantic Ocean was Katharine.
It was just kind of a joke, like a lark at first, and then there were kids that started following Katharine's Twitter feed, and I realized that I had kind of put myself into something greater than just a joke. What I realized my role was with Katharine was to do the same thing for other people that she had done for me, ease the fear of what we've all been told over and over again are these mindless killing machines, and they're not.
The whole perception that people have of them is so rooted in an old film that is zero accuracy about what that shark's life is really like. I mean, zero. And the only reason they could get away with doing that in the movie is because we didn't have the data. So we're basically undoing everything Jaws did by replacing fear with facts. And people are starting to get it. When we put the tracker out there and people could see where the sharks were, why is Katharine off the coast of Florida so often hanging out in Miami and the Keys? Could she be birthing? Is she pregnant? Is she an adolescent or mature? You know, the only time there was a shark story was when there was a shark attack. So there's no story, no story, no story, no story, shark attack. It shifts the context from which people are engaging and hearing about sharks from the only story to one in thousands.
Raise your hand if you've ever made a mistake. Okay? I've made mistakes. Sometimes, do you think sharks make mistakes and bite into people thinking that they're food? And again, is that something that makes people think that sharks are villains, that they're bad guys? But did we all just talk about how we make mistakes? And are we then called bad guys? So it's an understanding thing that we try to get people to realize too, is that sharks do make mistakes like you and I do. And it used to be that if all of a sudden everyone's at the beach one day and they saw a shark on the beach, what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to be scared or are they going to be excited? Scared. A lot of people used to be scared. But when you look at this picture, do people look scared? No. What does it look like these people are all trying to do for the shark? Who can raise their hand and tell me? What are they trying to do? Help it. They're trying to help it.
Sharks are coming up on the beaches and places, and people are running out. The whole community's grabbing them, trying to help them get back in the water. 5 years ago, they'd have run down and cut out their jaws and sold them for $5 grand.
So a lot of people, that's all they think about, how sharks eat things, and that makes them bad guys.
People are a lot more mean to sharks than they are to them, because people kill more than 100 sharks a year, and that's just not fair. And we're saying they're the bad guys, but what about us? What about what we are doing? We're holding the sharks, basically.
Can we all give a big round of applause?
And do you guys think now that you are all shark smart, raise your hand if you're going to go out and try to help people think differently about sharks?
I was horrified of sharks. To me, there was nothing scarier. But through voicing Katharine and really talking to scientists and trying to make sure that I was doing her justice and doing the science justice as her voice, I don't fear them anymore. I have a great respect for them. Yeah, it's been an interesting ride.